Hello and welcome everyone to episode 58 of the Ask Dr. Zaino show. Thank you all for being on. And as people are still coming in to the hangout here, let me just introduce you to the page you're looking at. Most of you have been here multiple times, but you're watching from chirothoughtleaders.com/ask-dr-zano. We are here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. like clockwork. So meet us here each week, and we provide huge value. Bring your questions, and you'll scroll down the page just a little bit. You'll notice a chat roll. That's where you want to place your question in there. Some people already have, so we appreciate that. And just as we get in, let us know where you're watching from, and let us know if you have any comments or questions. I'll make sure that Dr. Zaino and our guest, Dr. Isaac Jones, today gets those. And then if you haven't yet, click the like button, the Google+, the tweet, whatever it is, and share that, and then also pin it, whatever you got there. Awesome, guys. Well, we have a great episode in store tonight, and really cool guest, but let me turn it over to Dr. Zaino first. And what's up, my man?
What's up, everybody? It's Dr. Z with Tabor and Dr. Isaac Jones. So we have a special guest today, Dr. Isaac Jones. I went to the Health Experts Alliance. When was it, Isaac? A couple months ago.
January, I believe.
Yeah, it was January.
Yeah,
awesome
January 20.
I had a great time there. And what I always believed with Chiro Thought Leaders, great thing about Chiro Thought Leaders was it wasn't just let's learn from other chiropractors. So if I want to do internet, I'm learning from a chiropractor who learned internet, or a chiropractor who learned how to speak. Like, my whole thing was to go outside the profession to learn from the best, then to bring that insight, wisdom, and understanding back to the practice. Because all it was I was just copying what other people were copying. So Health Experts Alliance, you guys really created that great field when you just had a bunch of just doctors that want to save the planet from different areas, not just chiropractors, even though it got heavily chiropractic, you know that? But I mean, we had doctors from all over the world. Then you had some great high-level, way advanced training for your practice and for your lives. And so it really brought in just this like professional awesomeness from the outside to really help. All I can explain is, like, when I used to learn this stuff from other chiropractors, it was just the best they learned from a book or what they watched on YouTube. But this was the just top level training from top notch people. So that's why I'm a total supporter of it. I can't wait till it's in June, right?
Yeah, the next one is in Clearwater, Florida, on the beach, June 9th, 10th, 11th.
Which
let me just iterate. Also, if you're watching below this video, you'll see a big red button, and it says register now for early bird pricing. So click that big red button. You'll learn a lot more. Just wanted to.
Yeah, so Clearwater is great. I grew up in Sarasota, Florida. I used to hang out a lot of times in Clearwater. So I just wanted a reason to get there. So that's two awesome things. But it was great. I mean, you had Isaac, you had Camiola was over there, Josh Yaks, Jordan Rubin, Blue is going to be there. So some really just knockout, a Curso, just really solid stuff. But you know what it was? It wasn't just, you didn't go in there, it wasn't a spiz fest. And what I mean by that, it wasn't just going there and getting really motivated. And so because all I say is if you're not doing well and you're motivated, you're just a motivated person not doing well. So this is something where it had literally practical, like I could fill up this whole yellow pad on exact steps that I could do Monday. And that's awesome. That's when a seminar wasn't all sizzle. It had a lot of steak. It was great. So I can't wait to go. I'm excited for it. So that's why, I don't promote or talk about anything I don't currently believe in. So it's congruency. So thank you, Isaac, for being on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm excited to be on the show, and I love what you're doing, Chris, Dr. Zaino. I think what you're doing is really creating an awareness of what is possible for other doctors that are out there, as you're kind of blazing a new path and doing things that a lot of other doctors are waiting to see if some other people can be successful with it first. So I appreciate you kind of taking the leap of faith and creating some major. I believe what we're going to see with Dr. Zaino and what he's creating, I believe we're going to see, as well as Tabor, we're going to see this incredible brand that is formed with millions of followers and an incredible business that is created out of some of the unique things that Dr. Zaino is doing. So the event was so much fun to put on. I believe one of my biggest gifts and talents is to curate the best kind of thought leaders and thinkers in different aspects of business, of marketing, of health science, et cetera. And so my goal is always to really create an environment where people can grow at the highest level. And I'm excited this next event in Clearwater, Florida, to have Ari Meisel there. Ari is the productivity expert in Inc. magazine. He's, if anybody knows who Joe Polish is and Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach, they're some of the top entrepreneur kind of coaches and mastermind leaders in the world. And he's their productivity guy. So, I mean, it's a huge honor to be able to be really close friends with him. I've learned so much from him over the years, which has increased my productivity exponentially. And, a lot of doctors look at what I'm doing right now in my business, and creating the kind of impact and income that I'm creating. And a lot of it wouldn't be possible without the productivity systems and hacks that I've learned from these experts over the years. And so this event is really, the goal is to teach you and your team how to save anywhere from 10 to 30 hours at the get-go, just from, coming out of this event in productivity and just learn the strategies to automate, scale, and systematize your business. So I'm excited about that. And of course, one of the things that I think a lot of people are really interested in is not wasting money online, especially with marketing. A lot of people, they waste money on Facebook ads, they waste money on LinkedIn ads. It's just, if they don't know what they're doing, then they end up spending money versus investing money. And just to give you an understanding of the type of return on investment from my Facebook ads to the Health Experts Alliance, I mean, we invested 13 grand in Facebook ads just from Facebook with Nicholas Kuzmich, who's one of Facebook's top, leading marketers and experts around how to really get an incredible ROI. And we just killed it. I mean, we're making like anywhere from $5 to $7 per every dollar spent, which is insane when it comes to Facebook ads, especially for an event. It's normal maybe in a really good software as a service type business, but he's going to be at the event as well. He's going to be talking about really Jedi Facebook tricks to help you get a good return on investment and not end up wasting your money on Facebook like so many other people do. So, just an incredible guy. He's actually the one that's running my Facebook ads currently. He's very expensive. It costs around $6,000 a month to hire him. But I mean, that's his friend price for me. I think it's actually $12,000 a month. So you're going to get him at this event, and he's going to be kind of showing you under the hood of how he gets the type of ROIs that he does. So priceless for any type of practitioner. Of course, I'm excited about bringing you, Chris, up on stage because you've got some really exciting things to share with the audience. We won't kind of spoil it, but I'm excited to kind of deliver that information. And of course, we've got great content that's going to be delivered from Pete Camiolo, Josh Axe on social media. We're going to hear from Tom Blue on how you can use technology for better patient outcomes. He's the strategic development director at the Institute of Functional Medicine and is connected with all these incredible technology companies and healthcare. So he's going to be sharing some really innovative stuff there. And, the list goes on. We're actually going to also talk about kind of a breakthrough in weight loss solutions. So we're going to kind of show you some things that I know will help you make a lot of money in your practice as well. But beyond that, you get to rub shoulders with Tabor, with Chris, a bunch of amazing, human beings with big hearts and huge minds and respect to the way that they think about business and life. So again, thank you for having me on, and I'm excited to add value.
No, that's great. So then also, Tabe, what Isaac and I agreed on, if you do get a ticket, you'll see the link below. If you get the ticket, what I'll do is what I'll add to that ticket, because it's already reduced, I'll add the value of that Friday night. I'll do a 1 hour fireside chat or mastermind with each person who buys that ticket under that link. I'll give you a personal 1 hour fireside chat. We'll get in a group and we'll just hash it out. And that my best stuff comes from in the moment Q&A, and everybody goes to it. I got usually $5,000 for a keynote. So figure that's a $5,000 value you get when you just buy a ticket. And I'll give you value beyond belief. We'll just hash it out with whoever, how many group there is. We'll find a place. Where's it at in Clearwater? Where we staying?
The Windham, it's a brand new resort that was just built. It's called the Windham Resort. It's right on the beach. It's like a very modern, resort. Lots of, it's just gorgeous. So if you just Google search Windham Resort, we've got a certain link that will get you half price off of the rooms, which is pretty amazing as well.
So yeah, so maybe we'll do a fireside chat on the beach and just rock it. That'll be good. There's always life-changing moments for everybody, because that became where I shine the best, not just stage, but just on that group one-on-one in the moment, just like we do, because Tabor and I have been doing these shows every week, where I've been doing these 15-minute fuels, so I've been getting a lot of practice, and that's where I shine. So take advantage of that. If you don't get it. You'll be seeing us rocking over there, lives being changed. So make sure you take advantage of that. And I'll let you know to be announced. You'll give me the list of the people that do get it, and then I'll email you guys Tabor, and let you know where the event will be at the location. Cool, man. So a couple things. So I'm going to go over, just kind of tell, for people who don't know what you do. So let me just go back to the story. So Isaac Jones trains up to become a chiropractor, right? So you're doing chiropractic, and then do you practice? You practice for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I was a president of a club called Maximize Living on campus. I'd be flown out to all the top doctors' offices across America to do like screenings and this and that. For like 3 years of my life, I poured myself into being president of ML, the presidency at Life University. And I went around to a lot of the top offices, and then I ended up becoming really great friends with Dan Yachter. I moved right after school. I graduated. I went into his office, and we just crushed it together. He was already seeing around, close to 2,200 patient visits a week. So I think we spiked it up to like 27 or 2,800. But I ended up, while I was in school, while I was actually inside of the Maximize Living program, I went through Dr. Pompa's cellular detoxification training. So I was really passionate about like functional medicine and cellular detoxification, chemical subluxation, and really looking into kind of the environmental factors, nutritional lifestyle solutions to help people overcome subluxation. So I built out what we called the bionutrition and detoxification program in Dr. Yachter's office. And it became so successful so quickly. We did like $4,000 a month the first month, and we I think it was around 4 to 6 months later, we were at like $80,000 a month, just killing it in this detoxification program. So Dan Pompa looked at what I was doing at Dan Yachter's office, and he's like, dude, like, this is the biggest, success story that I have out of any of my students. We should look at partnering and creating a seminar company together. So after that, I did, join Dan Pompa in essentially educating doctors and chiropractors on addressing chemical subluxation. And we started a company called Health Centers of the Future. And so, all the while this is all happening, there was kind of a side of me that wanted to break free from the amount of hours that I was working. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to be, in an office working 10 hours a day, 5 days to 6 days a week. I was working over the weekends. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And I actually had one of my mentors who was the NLP coach to Tony Robbins. He was a good friend of mine. And, he had said, why don't you try to do a bunch of stuff online? And so, ironically, I had been, I always invest big into events. Like I go to events because I know events, just, high level events like the one that we're doing in Clearwater, June 9th, 10th, and 11th. I mean, you just grow exponentially. And I've always had that mindset of like, go to the best events, surround yourself with the best people in the industry, just like Dr. Zaino has. And what I did was, this was crazy. I didn't have the money at the time, but I put it on credit cards. I dropped 10 grand to go to a public speaking seminar to learn how to run these big kind of seminar events through a company called Peak Potentials. The front end program was called Millionaire Mind. And so, I'd gone to like what they call Train the Trainer 1 and Train the Trainer 2. And in Train the Trainer 2, in the audience was the vice president of Charles Schwab. And he heard me present from stage. And afterwards he goes, congratulations, you're an international speaker. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I want to fly you over to London, England to speak in front of a bunch of my clients who are a bunch of stockbrokers and investors. And so I was all excited. I was really young, wet behind the ears, but I was like, let's do it. And all the while I'm still at Yachter's office, I'm still cranking, I'm still adjusting, I'm still running the cellular detoxification program. I've kind of branched off as well and started training and coaching doctors with Dr. Pompa in Health Centers of the Future. And, what happened was I ended up, speaking in front of around 30 investors, and all of these people wanted to work with me in helping them integrate healthier lifestyles, better nutritional strategies, et cetera. And so I went back to Orlando and I was like, oh my gosh, like what, how do I actually work with these people? Like what kind of a package or program could I put together for them? So I created this like $4,000 package. And I sold them this $4,000 package, and all these people started working with me virtually from London, England, and I was over in Orlando, and I was getting insanely powerful results with them because again, I was addressing chemical subluxation, and I was recommending them out to different chiropractic offices depending on where they lived in London. And so, I mean, I was getting amazing results, and that's where my virtual practice began. Is I actually, out of that one event in London, England, and the inspiration from this NLP expert that coaches Tony Robbins, really inspired me to go out online and to kind of create this online practice. And so from there, true story, my wife, my sister, who's, I was born and raised in Canada, I had her come down to help us with essentially open a health center and kind of help with the Health Centers of the Future program with Dr. Pompa. And she ends up falling in love with Warren, who's Dan's partner. And 2 months after they meet, they marry. And, all of a sudden it's like my sister's now, my business partner, Dan Pompa, is like a relative to me. So happens just overnight because Warren, his cousin, was now married to my sister. So, things got a little bit rocky the first year, just, in respect to my sister and her relationship with my brother. That they're doing great right now. But, I decided to leave out of that business, which made me focus solely on, things happened over at Yachter's office where I actually left that as well. And I just focused solely on virtual. And so since 2010, I've been focusing on addressing, chemical subluxation, helping people upgrade lifestyle strategies, and really maximize people's health in my virtual practice. And I mean, it wasn't easy at first, I'll be honest. Like at Yachter's office, I was seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars come in every month. And I think the first year as a doctor practicing in the virtual space, I made like $175,000, which for me was not where my standard was in respect to impact and income being a reflection of the impact that I'm making on people's lives. So but the reality was I just needed to figure out the virtual thing out. So I went to one internet marketing seminar after another. I invested over $50,000 in the next 3 years on masterminds, on going to these internet marketing events, as well as being sold like 1 billion internet marketing products online. I'm sure some people listening here have found themselves buying a bunch of internet marketing products that they probably don't end up using, but I went through all of them. I learned an immense amount. I've launched online summits that have been very successful, 6-figure summits, and I've built a 7-figure virtual practice where I'm working with people around the world, and now have launched another $1 million doctors training company, ironically in Japan, and now building a really successful company here in America. But yeah, so lots of crazy stuff has happened, but just I feel so blessed to know the power of the internet and what you can do to impact lives and create residual income, and understand how you can use the internet to drive more sales into your practice. And now we've created a community of doctors that are really using the internet to build their brand, to build their brick and mortar, but also to build their online brand, to create more residual income with supplement sales, with products or programs that they're putting out online. And it's just an incredible space for doctors, because the reality is the majority of people online are just really savvy internet marketers that might be selling a weight loss product, that just know how to hook people and write really good, compelling copy. And they're in non-integrity based products. And I just want the world to be full of doctors that are online, that are teaching and training people about true healthcare and, true, holistic transformations. And I believe that the internet can make the shift away from a lot of products that just are not in integrity, to products that are developed by well-educated people like doctors to create, a bigger impact in people's lives. So that's my story. And, from front to back, this is how I got to where I am. And there's a lot of ups and downs along the way, but I'm blessed to be where I am and in the position that I'm in right now.
And that's awesome, man. Hey, Tabor, do we got any questions?
Yes, we do. We got a good question for Isaac right here. Online marketing sounds great, but very few people obtain the results you have. You had said that it took you years to figure it out. So is it better to just hire an expert like yourself instead of beating your head against the wall right at the beginning? And that said, what is the cost, and what does it take to get up and running using your services? Thanks.
Wow, great question. Thank you. And what's their name?
Let's see. This is Michael.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. You're right. There's a lot of really interesting information that you would need to learn in order to be a savvy internet marketer. And honestly, the more I've learned about this, the more I've realized that I would be currently at a completely different stratosphere if I focused just on my core gifts, which is connecting on video like Dr. Zaino is doing, and I just hired and outsourced everything else. So how do you actually do that? I mean, you don't want to just hire and outsource people that aren't going to be producing for you. Dr. Zaino's got an incredible team, Dr. Tabor, and he's got just an incredible video team that's helping him get his message out there. And that, I mean, you just want to double down all day long on what your talent is, right? For Dr. David Jockers from drjockers.com, his talent is article writing. I mean, there's no better article writer from my perspective on earth than Dr. Jockers. And you look at the depth of knowledge that he has and how he just gets into the research. And I mean, the guy's an academic. He just reads so many books. So, he's doubling down on his articles, and he's built a team around him that's built this 7-figure online business just from him focusing on what his gifts are. So if I were to go back to the beginning, I wouldn't buy all the internet marketing programs and go through them myself. I'd still buy them. However, I'd hire other team members to go through them and leverage myself that way. One of my good friends, his name's Josh Axe, who I'm sure a lot of you guys know. He's going to be at the Health Experts Alliance Clearwater event. And, you know, it's funny because I'll ask Josh questions about some of the things in his business and he won't know the answers. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't understand why you don't know the answer to this, because I mean, I just feel like he should know the answer. And the brilliance in Josh is that everything that I've shared with him over the years that I'm like, dude, this is so cutting edge. This is amazing. This is brilliant. Check this out. Any introduction that I've made to him, okay, that's great. I've noticed that he's not gone through this content himself. He hasn't utilized these relationships himself. He's reintroduced the people I've introduced him to, for instance, to connect with somebody else from his team that would help him, you know, grow even faster. So how do you do that on a shoestring budget? Because a lot of doctors are trying to figure that out. And honestly, that's what this upcoming event, I'm not trying to pitch, you know, the Clearwater event, but I would highly recommend clicking that red button and going to the event, because that was the goal of this event. I had so many questions on a questionnaire I sent out after the event of like, how do I integrate this stuff? And how do I, like, you know, outsource and hire the right people, etc. So that's what we're going to be doing. We want to focus on automating and systematizing and then scaling your business. And there's a way to do that economically. And that's why I'm bringing in and that's why the focus is on automation, simplifying your business, and using technology to really help you do that. But one of the keys, you know, and Ari Meisel wrote the book, Idea to Execution. And the subtitle of the book, get this, is how to outsource and automate everything in your business, right? So the reality is you can utilize these advanced technologies, and there's amazing solutions out there that you can do this on a shoestring budget. And that's really the focus of this event coming up in Clearwater, Florida. And I just feel like it's a no-brainer for you guys, like, to invest into coming, just because you're going to get an hour with Dr. Zaino on a fireside chat, and you're going to be able to connect with him, get your questions answered. I mean, it's going to be completely priceless for you in that, just in that respect alone, let alone all the amazing speakers that are coming. So highly recommend that you do that. But yeah, it's a great question. Just to give you just a couple of different resources that I've personally used and now my team uses. Like if you need, let's say, an ebook cover created, or if you need a Word document converted into a linkable PDF document, or you need a intro video, an outro for your videos. If you want to get them created on a shoestring budget, there's a website called Fiverr, FIVERR.com, and it's everything for $5. They figured a way to upsell you to like 10 or 15 bucks almost every order, but it's a really good website for, you know, your team to use to be able to do that. But I think the key takeaway from that question is that you have to think like a boss. Like, you have to think like a person that wants to scale and grow versus, you know, what I did. I'm blessed to have the information and knowledge that I have. I have an insane amount of internet marketing knowledge and resources and connections. And that's probably why I'm in the position where I'm able to educate other people on it. But you probably want to do what Josh Axe has done, where he doesn't really know anything about a lot of the stuff that is really detail oriented around internet marketing and things of that nature, because he's just done a great job outsourcing, hiring the right people, etc. And again, the best strategy for that is a good firm at first, or a good individual at first. And then as you use that individual to help leverage your income and increase your business and your profitability, then you actually bring them in-house, or you hire somebody similar to in-house to be able to do that for you. And that's what Josh has done really well, and what I'm doing as well. We have a team of 12 people in my company. And in my Japanese company, we've got a team of 8 people. And my Japanese company is around a $1.4 million company. And it's really important to, you know, really great team members around you, for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's good stuff. And if I can just say a few things about the Health Experts Alliance. At this point last year, before the last seminar, I had never heard of you, Dr. Jones. I didn't know, and so I didn't know what to expect from the seminar. But Zaino said it's going to be great. Let's go. I knew Dr. Josh Axe was going to be there, but I was extremely impressed with the event. It was amazing, and every bit worth it. If you're watching this right now, I highly recommend that you get to the event in Sarasota, Florida, because it's different than, I'm online all the time. I listen to podcasts, I'm on webinars all the time, and I find huge value. And you can ask questions like the question that was just asked, and you get great answers. But there's nothing like actually spending that time with the people and making the connections there at the seminar. Is it Clearwater, Florida? Not Sarasota, Florida? Oh.
No, it's in Clearwater.
Okay, yeah. I apologize. In Clearwater. And but making those connections and getting, whatever it is you want to do, there's going to be somebody there at that event already doing it. And you're going to be able to ask them and talk to them in person about it. And that's just absolutely priceless. And not to mention the fireside chat that Dr. Zaino is going to do. I will buy a ticket just for that one, and I get to hang out with Zaino all the time. So I highly recommend that you're there. All right,
that's awesome.
I think that's the last question we have there. Anyone on the on Facebook, Dr. Z?
All right, Facebook Live. If you guys are watching this, just throw me a question up here. Let me look. We got a bunch of people on here. Emmett's on there. Dr. Emmett, he'll be at the event, which will be great. Just to even hang out with him. I can't wait to see Emmett at the event. It's been a while. All right. Yeah, Emmett's going to be there. It'll be great. Yeah. So here, let's just close it out. Let me go. Hey guys, thank you so much for on Facebook Live. Thank you, Dr. Isaac. Man, it's always good, man. I always appreciate you. I'm excited about it, and I support you. And I love supporting things that I totally believe in. Because what I really love, it's like I've known of Isaac probably 10 years, right? So it's really great to see, like when Isaac's talking and that question that was just asked, remember. He started in 2010, 7 years of grind and hustle. So you're seeing he's not an overnight success, but he really was successful. And it's something where he worked hard in school when he was a student, during the president there. So it's really good to see, for me, the Health Experts Life, to see Isaac, to see Josh, to even see Jordan Rubin, who I've known when I was sick, 13 years, 15 years ago, Pete Camiola, Matt Curso, just to see people that I've seen grown and develop, and they're really crushing it. That makes me so happy, because it's like, and what happened, Isaac? It happened in a way we never thought 10 years ago. So our plan 10 years ago was so different than what's happening now, but the unknowns brought it to way better. So now we get all to meet, and it's a great time. I get to see Emmett. And, I'm just, like Tabor said, the information's amazing, and then the people just 10x it. So that's what I love about it. All right, Tabor, close it out, man, and then put the link. So if you see the link, and Tabor, can you go on Facebook Live and put the link too on my
Absolutely.
Or on our thing?
All right, yeah. So if you're watching from Facebook Live, I will post the link as soon as I find that link, and it will be underneath there. So thank you so much, Dr. Jones. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for doing what you do. And all of you listening out there, thanks for being here. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m., and we will see you on the next Ask Dr. Zaino show. Have a great one.